Hi, welcome to the students, especially the Form 5 students. So this is another class for SPM Success Series. And a few weeks ago, we finished classes for directed writing. So let's begin. Let's see how many students are there. There are a few watching now. Okay, so without any delay, let's start our lesson for today. So welcome, especially to the Form 5 students. Now I'm going to do my presentation. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, are you able to see the screen now? The internet is a bit slow, so let's try again. Okay, is it okay? Share screen. Yeah, okay, I'm sharing now. Sorry for the delay. I think that there is an internet problem, a bit poor internet connection. Okay, I'm going to change the screen. So let's look at our presentation today. Our class today is on poems. Okay, so I name this class Poems Made Easy. So there are tips for SPM candidates. Okay, before we begin, I would like to inform to all of you that this free online class is the initiative of 3 groups. Okay, they are the organization that made the free online classes possible. So they are Club Guru Malaysia, Edidik Malaysia, and also Academy YouTuber. So let's look at the SPM papers for poems. The question appeared in 2016, 17, 18, and 19. So you'll be asking teacher, what about 2015? Well, before that, other poems were used for your literature component. So you didn't study those poems. Okay. So in 2016, the poem was What Has Happened to Lulu. And in 2017, A Poison Tree. And then in 2018, The Charge of the Light Brigade. And in 2019, or the year before your exam, or before your Form 5, was The Living Photograph. Okay. So do I have any questions so far? I saw a Form 2 student who wanted to join just now, right? Okay, good afternoon, good evening. Yes, we have Ahmad online. And then we have Nishan online. Okay, Nurin. Hi, everybody. Okay. So what is the question or the poem for this year? So can it be What Has Happened to Lulu, A Poison Tree, A Charge of the Light Brigade, or The Living Photograph? Some of you may be thinking, oh no, 2019, Living Photograph. Oh no, so this poem is impossible will come out. Okay. So no, you cannot have this mindset because 2019 question, which is a poem, The Living Photograph, could be asked this year. Okay, don't think that, oh no, this one won't come out. Okay, so it could come out also. Because if you see for directed writing, report came out 1 year and the next year, report was asked again for directed writing. Okay, let's continue. So don't say that Living Photograph is not coming out. Okay, so let's learn all the 4 poems. Okay, so now I call these poems Made Easy. And then let's look at the poems and the poets. Okay, so we have The Living Photograph by Jackie Kay. And then we have The Charge of the Light Brigade by Lord Alfred Tennyson. And then we have A Poison Tree by William Blake. And What Has Happened to Lulu by Charles Cosley. Okay, so if you have questions later on, you can ask in the live chat. Okay, let's continue. So types of questions. So you need to know this. Okay, these are the questions that came out every year in SPM examinations. Okay, it can be before the four poems that you are learning now. There were other poems like Sonnet 18. Okay, there were other poems. So those years also, these are the favorite questions. So first of all, okay, you must learn. Okay, I'm going to use my highlighter. You must learn the meaning of the lines or important phrases or words from the poem. Okay, if you learn in the uh, poem classes, so sometimes the teacher will mention literal and figurative meanings. Okay, so sometimes you need to know what is literal and what is figurative, but there is no need for you to memorize or differentiate this. The most important thing, number one, okay, because for poems, you have comprehension. So for comprehension means kefahaman. You need to know or understand the lines, the phrases, and the words. Okay? So number two, favorite question, moral values. And the last question, theme. Themes seldom uh, came out in the paper, in the SPM paper. Okay? So technique, how to study, teacher. Learn the meaning of each lines and then learn the moral value. Another word for moral values will be lessons. So remember, if the question or the word in the question is lesson, don't panic, okay? Because it is moral values. And then learn the themes. Although themes is a question that was seldom asked in the exam, but maybe who knows, okay, they can ask you for the theme. Another word for theme is message or messages. Okay, so the rest, you need not, how to say, you need not focus too much on it. So just learn the meanings and then the values and the themes. Okay, it's not like novel where you have to learn the characters, you have to learn the setting. Okay, so in poems you need not do so because there are very few characters like the persona, the mother, okay, or the grandmother. Okay, let's start. So these are the past year's question. Okay, so we are not sure what's going to come up for this year. Okay, next. So let's look at literal versus figurative language or meaning. There are two here. So what do they mean? What is literal? What is figurative? Okay, literal means it is exactly what something is. Okay, if the line is the sky is blue, so it means the sky is blue. But for figurative language, okay, it creates meaning by composing one thing or comparing one thing to another thing. Okay, for example, why do people use or poets use figures of speech or figurative language? Okay, because number one, they can attract the readers. Number two, they can make the poem sounds nicer or more attractive to the readers, and then they can give deeper meanings to the poems. Okay, so don't worry. You can see here, there are common figures of speech or figurative language like metaphors, similes, personification, hyperbole, or symbolism. Okay, maybe in BM paper or Bahasa Melayu paper, you use this. But for English, you need not worry about this. Okay, example, she's happy as a clam. So this is simile. She's drowning in a sea of grief. So if you see this, the literal meaning will be she is sad. Okay, she's drowning in a sea of grief. So the meaning is she is very sad. But this is a metaphor. Okay, next. The sky misses the sun at night. So this is personification because sky is not a person, but the sky was given the characteristic of a person. So the sky can miss somebody. Okay, so don't worry about this. This won't be asked in the exam. Okay, next. In the Malaysian secondary school syllabus, a literature component is added to the curriculum for English. Okay, you have it from Form 1 to Form 5. Why? It is to enable learners to engage in wider reading of good literary works. Why? For enjoyment and for self-development. Okay, you can improve your English. Okay, let's look at this paper. If you look at this picture, this is jadual waktu peperiksaan bertulis. Okay, so let's look at your English. Your English is here, right? Can you see? Let me use a pen. Okay, so for English kertas 1, bahasa English you can see here, right? So kertas 2. Okay, your poem will be in paper 2, right? So the code is 1119 stroke 2. So if you realize, for literature, we always tell students, I always tell my students, you are learning the small L, not the big L. The big L, you have to know the figurative language. Okay, so if you really notice the jadual peperiksaan, you can see there's one paper here. Okay, your English paper, don't forget, is on the 23rd February. Okay, but if you see on the 18th of March, there is a paper, the code is 2205. Okay, but your paper is 1119 or 119 stroke 2 or stroke 1. Okay, so if you see here, there is a paper called Literature in English. Okay, so this is, we call it students taking another paper, which is the big L. Okay, so don't worry too much about the figurative meaning. There was one year when I was in my former school. Okay, this is a real story. One student came to school, and then he was a SPM candidate. Okay, so he came to school. Then suddenly he saw, why was the gate closed? And then he asked the guard. And then he said, I'm here for English exam. Actually, he was looking at this literature in English. So he made a mistake and he came to school. Okay, it happened maybe 6 years ago. So after that, he called a friend, and then the friend asked me, "Teacher, is there an exam?" So I told him, "No, it is for literature in English." So he rode his motorcycle and went back. Okay, that was a real story that happened. Okay, next. Let's not waste too much time. So let's look at the living photograph. Okay, so this is by Jackie K. Even though there is a speaker here, I'm not going to play it because we are going to understand all the lines. So it is, I'll be reading the lines and then we can understand the poem, okay? So, okay, I'm not going to play the audio. So before we start, we must know some vocabulary. Okay, for example, okay, I'll take the highlighter. First of all, you must know white broderie, anglaise, shirt. So this is a French word for English embroidery. So if you see the picture below here, this is what the dress or shirt or blouse looks like. Okay, so it is a pattern. So you have a cutout in the fabric. So this is it looks like a lacy. It has a lacy effect, and then the material is cotton. Okay, so the grandmother was wearing this type of shirt. Okay, next we look at the word bun. Okay, any questions so far? So if you're worried whether you should know figurative or literal, don't worry, okay? Just understand the meaning of all the lines. Okay, let's continue. We have bun. Bun is a hair tied together in a round shape at the back of the head. So this is like in BM says sanggol. Okay, so the bun is gray. So gray means is white. Okay, pleated. Pleated skirt. So this is a picture of pleated skirt. Okay, awful means dreadful, something which is bad. Unknown means you cannot recognize it. Unthinkable means you cannot imagine it or unconceivable. And crinkle or wrinkle means you have lines. Okay, so if crinkle smile means around your mouth, there will be lines or wrinkles. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, these are the stanzas. So stanza 1, if you have problem understanding stanza 1, you can ask, okay? Okay, first, my small grandmother is tall there. So the question will ask, what is there? This is a favorite question. So the persona's grandmother looks tall in the photograph. So there here means photograph. So this question can be asked in the exam. Okay. Second, straight back, white broderie anglaise shirt. Okay, so she is standing with good posture. Straight back means she's standing straight. So her posture is good. So the question is why? Answer will be the grandmother was younger in the photo. Okay, so she was wearing an embroidered lacy blouse. Okay, or lace blouse. Okay, and she's also wearing a skirt. The skirt is pleated. Okay, they won't ask you about pleated. They won't ask you about white broderie English shirt normally. Flat shoes means non-heel shoes. Okay, it's flat, not high heel. Okay, grey bun, sometimes they'll ask. Grey bun means grey or white hair tied in a bun. Okay? Do I have questions? Okay, no. A kind old smile around her eyes. So she is smiling. Okay, is she a kind person? Yes. So she is kind. Okay, sorry for the movement there. Okay, next. Her big hand holds mine. So the grandmother's big hand is holding the persona's hand. Okay, now this is a favorite question. White hand in black hand. Okay, so you can see there's a contrast in the skin color. Normally you don't use color, you use complexion. Okay, so it can be clearly be seen because they link or they are holding hands. Okay, who is fair? Fair complexion will be the grandmother and dark complexion will be the persona. Okay, why? Okay, I didn't write here, so you better write. Okay, I'm going to use my pen. They will ask you. So I put P, persona, could be adopted. Okay, please remember this. They will ask you, why white hand in black hand? Okay, so it means that the persona has dark complexion. Okay, has dark complexion. But the grandmother has fair complexion. So the persona could be adopted. Or she can be from mixed. But if you find difficult to memorize this, just memorize she was adopted. Or she could be from mixed. Okay? Parentage. It means that when her father and mother got married, okay, parent, T-A-G-E, parentage. P-A-R-E-N-T-A-G-E. Okay? So from mixed parentage. So it means that when the father and mother got married, one was fair and one was darker. Okay? Or the simple answer, if they ask you, just say persona could have been adopted. Okay, let's continue. Her sharp blue eyes look at her own death in the eye. Okay, when you look at somebody in the eye, are you scared? You're not scared, right? So it means the grandmother's sharp blue eyes suggest that she is not afraid of dying. Okay, so they'll ask you, sharp blue eyes look at her own death in the eye. It means that the grandmother is not afraid of dying. Okay, stanza 1. Any problem understanding? Any questions? Sometimes I need to look at the live chat. Okay, I'm using my handphone too. Okay, any question? Any questions? So can you understand stanza 1? If you can understand this, you can answer any questions that will come out in the SPM paper next week. Any questions? No. Okay, let's continue. Because we have 4 poems, right? Okay. Stanza 2. Okay, it was true after all that look. What look is it? Okay, the look of death. Okay, it means that it's true. At the end or finally, the grandmother did die or she passed away. Okay? Okay, next. My tall grandmother became small. In the first stanza, she was tall, but now she became small. What does it mean? Okay, became small can be a question. So it means that she became thinner or she became more fragile or weak or lemah. Why? Because she grew older. Okay, so that's the answer. Her back round and arch. So this is the physical feature. Rupa physical dia. Okay, why her back became round? So it means that her back became hunched. Her backbone or spine, tulang belakang dia, curve. Why did it curve? Because the bones were weakened. Sudah lemah, okay? Tulang dia semakin lemah. Why? Because she grew older or she aged. So, going to use a pen now. Small and back, round and hunch. These two are indicator or penunjuk that the grandmother grew old. Or you can write the answer, she aged. Okay? Or you can write, she became an older person. Okay. Next. Her soup forgot to boil. It means that she forgot to boil her soup. Okay, what's the meaning here? It means that she became forgetful or senile. Okay, so it means that pelupa. Dia sudah lupa. Okay, she went to the awful place grandmothers go. So what is the awful place? They will ask you. This is a favorite question. What is the meaning of awful place? So it means that she passed away. Okay, why is it awful for the persona? They could ask because the persona was scared or fearful or afraid of death. Okay, so it's very easy to understand. Okay, somewhere unknown. So the persona doesn't know where did my grandmother go to. Unthinkable, she cannot imagine. So upon her death, when the grandmother died, she went to a place that no one knows. Okay, the persona doesn't know where. Where is my grandmother now? Okay. Okay, next. So sorry for all the lines here. Hopefully they will disappear or they will stay there. Okay. Just okay, never mind. Okay, that's a problem of the. Let's try to end first. Okay. I try to move this out, okay? Because sometimes the marking will stay there. Okay, where were we? Okay, we were at stanza 2. Okay, sorry for the problem. Okay, next. We have stanza 3. So, stanza 3. But there she is still. There again. They will ask you, where is there, teacher? There is in the photograph. The grandmother is still there. Okay? So that's why you have titled the living photograph. So always remember this word. In the photograph, the grandmother is always or will always be alive. Okay, in the exam, if they ask you, remember the word is. Oh, sorry. When I click, it moves to the next slide. Okay, alive. So her grandmother is always alive where? In the photograph. Okay, remember this word. Okay, next. In the photo with me at 3. So when was the photograph taken? So it was when the persona was 3 years old. Okay, very easy, right? Okay, next. The crinkle smile is still living, breathing. So she's alive in the photograph. So when she smiles, as though she is still alive. Okay, breathing means you are still alive. Okay, the grandmother's wrinkle smile. Wrinkles means senyuman yang berkedut. Is still so alive and real. So these are always the keywords. Grandmother still look as though she is alive and real. Okay. Stanza 2 and 3, any problem? Maybe I need to refresh my live chat. Okay, next. let's look at. Okay, so we finish stanza 1, stanza 2, and stanza 3. Okay, now we're going to move on. Moral values. Okay, the question, the last 2 years in 2018 and 2019, if you look at the last question, okay, do you have paper from 2019 and, sorry, 2019 and 2018? So later on, we're going to look at the last question, okay? The last question is very important because there is a trend there, okay? So if they ask you moral values, remember that you have to write these words, okay? Even in, okay, even in the novel, if they ask moral values, okay, I repeat, another word for moral value will be lesson. Okay, what lesson did you learn or have you learned? Okay, next. So even in, normally in poem, when you answer the questions, okay, remember if you get moral value, they ask you what's the moral value. Remember to use this. We must. We must or we should. Okay, this is for moral values. So you can say, we must treasure our loved ones when they are alive. Or you can say, we must spend as much time as we can with our loved ones while they are still living. Or, we must never forget the importance of family relationship. Or number 4, we should not forget to love and care for our family, especially our grandparents who are the pillars of a family. Okay? So if you ask me, teacher, banyaknya. There are so many moral values. Okay, how should I memorize? Okay, my answer will be, if you feel that you can't really memorize a lot, memorize 1. Okay, if you are better, you can memorize maybe 2. There is no need for you to memorize 3 because this is not answering novel question. Okay, so that is my answer. Teacher, banyaknya 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, but only memorize 1 or 2. So if you say, teacher, I think I like number 1 and I like number 3, so memorize. Okay, but normally they will ask for 1 answer. Okay, next. Themes. Themes. Theme is not a favorite question for SPM, but it can be asked. Okay, so another word for theme, I'm going to change my highlighter here. It will be message or messages. Messages. Okay, there are so many here. Okay, teacher, will they ask how to answer, teacher? It's quite difficult, so this is how you answer. Okay, if they ask you what is the theme, okay, you can look at the marks. If the mark is only 1, just write the title. Just write, the theme is the everlasting quality of a photograph. Okay, done. You will get that 1 mark, okay? But if you look at the marks, it's written there 2 marks, so you can elaborate. You can say, the theme is the everlasting quality of a photograph. Then you memorize this. A photograph immortalizes a person or a moment. Okay, so you can say, what is captured in a photograph will remain alive forever. Done. Okay, that's how you answer if marks written there 2. So just write maybe 1 or 2 sentences. Okay. So teacher, should I memorize how many? Okay, answer will be only 1. If you like the everlasting quality of photograph, you memorize this. If you like the theme of death, so you memorize this. If you like the theme life and death, you memorize this. Okay, answer. Number 2, theme of death. Okay, so you can write, death is a definite outcome for all of us. Okay, so in the poem, the persona recalls how her grandmother was once strong and healthy, but she grew older, okay, and then she became senile or forgetful or fragile and she passed away. Okay, so that is the theme of death. So it means that people will grow old and they will pass away. Okay. Or if you like, life and death. So you can write, the poem is also about life and death from the point of view of the aged and the young. Okay, you can stop there. Okay, so because the age will be from the grandmother's point of view. She's not scared of death. Okay, but from the very young point of view, or from the persona's point of view, she doesn't or she didn't like death. Okay, she thinks it's awful because she doesn't or didn't know where the grandmother went to. Okay, so if you ask me, maybe you can choose number one, the everlasting quality of a photograph. Okay, don't memorize all three. Okay, don't torture yourself. Okay, next, because we have more. You saw the first slide, there are only three. Now the second slide, you have two more. Okay, so you have number four. You can use the theme remembering a loved ones. Okay, a loved one, or if more than one, you can write remembering loved ones. Okay, number five, family relationship. Okay, remembering a loved one. This means that remembering a person that you love, who is the grandmother. Okay, so remembering a loved one means in the poem, the persona described the grandmother as pictured in a photograph. Okay, that photograph was taken when she was 3 years old. So she described how the grandmother looks in detail, the clothes, the way she tied her hair, and so on. So when you look at the picture, you can remember a loved one. Okay, number five. If you want, you can write family relationship. So just copy. If the marks 2, you can see in the bracket there 2 marks. So just memorize. The poem focuses on the relationship between a grandmother and a grandchild and his or her grandparent. Okay, done. Or you can continue if you want to memorize longer. You can memorize the photograph. Sorry. Okay. Okay, the photograph of the two reveals the bond between them. Okay. So for those who want to read more, to understand themes, you can go back to this slide later on. So we have 5 themes for the living photograph. There are 5 themes, but memorize only one. Okay. So next. So we have finished the living photograph. Any questions? So later on, we'll do the questions. Don't worry. We have a few questions for practice. Okay, any question? Live chat. Everyone is quiet. So can you understand the living photograph? I think that is the easiest poem, right? Anybody? No questions. You have questions? Okay. So how to score? Poems are very easy to score. You can get that 5 marks, okay? The only thing is you have to understand the lines. That's all. And then there is no way out, okay? You cannot run from memorizing the moral values and the theme. Okay, let's move on, right? Because it's already 5:30. So next, the charge of the Light Brigade. Okay, you have a lot of old English here. Okay, because this is written by a famous poet, Lord Alfred Tennyson. Okay, he is one of my favorite poets. Okay, actually, this poem is very long. It has been shortened for Malaysian students. Okay, I think there are 7 paragraphs or 7 stanzas altogether. Okay, so this is the poem. There is audio here, but I'm not going to play that. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Leak. So you must understand leak. Always look at vocabulary first. So leak means an obsolete unit of distance of around 3 miles. So half a league will be half of it, right? So 3 miles in BM will be 3, I think 3 batu, right? Okay. So valley. Valley is a long depression in the surface of the earth. So it means it is a lower area. So if lower area, the valley will be surrounded by hills or mountains or the high lands. Okay. What is brigade, teacher? Brigade is an army unit, but it is smaller than a division. So don't worry about this, okay? Because these are army terms like brigade, division, you have sergeant, you have captain, you have commander, okay? So don't worry about that. Okay, next, charge. Charge is to make a rush or a sudden attack. So it is to attack somebody or to rush towards somebody. Okay, so normally charge happens in the battle. Okay, blunder. Blunder definitely is mistake. So it is a serious mistake. Okay, committed a fault. A fault means kesalahan. Okay, next, cannon. You should know cannon, right? It is a large artillery gun that is usually on wheels. So cannon is meriam. Okay, volley. Volley, you look at volleyball. You can imagine volley ball, so you understand the word volley. Volley means the cannonballs, okay, they are discharged. Okay, how are they discharged? They are discharged in a rapid burst of gunfire. So you light up, and then the cannonballs, they were shot out. So it will fly into the sky from the cannon. It flew out, and then it will land on the enemy. So that's volley. So like for example, you hit a volleyball. So the volleyball will move from your hands when you hit it, and it will go up, and then it will go over the net, right? So that is called volley. Volley is a verb. Okay, next, thunder. Thunder is a sound made by things. So make or produce a loud sound. Okay, thunder here is not the thunder itself. Not what? Guru, right? Guru. So it's not guru, but it's sound as loud as thunder. So very loud and uh, noisy sound. Okay. So next, shell. Shell will be the ammunition. Okay, consisting of the cylindrical metal casing. So casing is the outer casing, the case, bekas ya. Okay. So for example, you have a bullet. So if you have a bullet, the casing is made of metal, right? So there will be a hollow part. So the hollow part will contain the explosive or the gunpowder. Okay? So when the bullet or the cannonballs, they are shot uh, towards the enemy, so the gunpowder will be burnt. So when it is burnt, it becomes shell. Shell means bekas yang kosong, empty. Okay? So again, ammunition consisting of a cylindrical metal casing containing an explosive charge and a projectile. Projectile means something that will shoot the ball out or the bullet out. Okay, fired from a large gun. Okay, the last word, bolt. Okay, not bolt. Okay, be careful because you tend to make wrongs or write wrong spelling. Okay, bolt is berani, fearless, daring, brave. So let's write another one here. Brave. Okay, but be careful. You don't write bolt. Bolt is botak. If they ask you, give the characteristics of the soldiers, you said they are bold. Mereka berani. Okay, don't make the mistake and write they are bold. So if we write this, it means that the soldiers, they are botak. Okay, they do not have hair. Okay, be careful. O and A. Okay, let's continue. So this is how to say, there are a lot of repeated words. Example, let's start, okay? Half a league, half a league, half a league onward. So it means that, where are they going? A league is an old way to measure distance. So and it equals to about 3 miles. So half a league is roughly a mile and a half. Okay? So the brigade, or you can also use the word battalion, was charging forward in the battlefield. So how far are they going? They are going a mile and a half. Okay? Next, all in the valley of death. So the word death. So it means that when they go or they charge into the valley, the soldiers would die. Okay? So the word death, it means the soldiers would die. Rode the 600. So how many would die in the battle? 600 soldiers. Why rode, teacher? Because they were riding horses. Okay? Forward the light brigade. So this is a dialogue. Okay, you can see the dialogue there. Forward the light brigade. So this is the captain. Okay, he is commanding, memberi arahan. Okay, so that the soldiers have to move forward. Then this is a true war because this one is not in the poem. Okay, this is just some background knowledge. In 1854, there was a charge of the Light Brigade. Okay, there was this brigade or the army group when during the Crimean War. Okay, so this is a poem about a true brigade and it is a real war. It was a real war. Okay, next. Again, the command from the captain. Charge for the guns, he said. Okay, you're charging. So the soldiers were ordered to attack because just now we learned the word charge, right? Charge is to attack. What are they attacking? The guns. So they are attacking. They were attacking the guns of the enemies. Okay. And then we have combination of line 7 and 8. Into the valley of death rode the 600. Okay, so again, valley of death is they are going to die there. Okay, how many of them? 600. So this is again repetition of line 1 and 2 and also line 3. Okay, next. The soldiers move to the battlefield, prepared to fight and to die fighting. So they're going to die. Okay, the brigade was ordered into the valley even though they knew they were going to die. So when you know that you're going to die, but still you went into the valley. So the word is they are brave. Okay, again rode because they were riding on horseback. They were riding horses. Okay, now stanza 2. Repetition again. Forward the light brigade. Again, the captain commanded the soldiers to move forward. So this is definitely an order. Okay. Was there a man dismayed? Okay, dismayed means was there any soldier who would lose his courage? Okay, remember, memorize. Dismay means you are sad, you are discouraged, or you are terrified. Okay, so were any of the soldiers, they say, oh no, we are going to die, I don't want to die, I don't want to go there. Okay, so none of them. Okay, not though the soldiers knew. Okay, the keyword here is they knew. Of course, the Light Brigade was too tough and loyal. So look at this word. It will ask you, tough and loyal or brave and loyal. They won't feel dismayed. Again, they won't be discouraged. No, they said, we are going. Yes, because we are brave soldiers. Okay, these men did not feel discouraged at all. They were ready to do their job, even though the order might be crazy, which is to meet their death. Okay, then this is important. Blundered. They will ask you, what does this line mean? Someone had blundered. So the answer will be, okay, the answer will be, the soldiers knew that this charge is the order of going down into the valley, okay, was not a good idea. Or the command was not a good idea. Why? Because they knew they were going to die. So, someone, who is someone here? It's not mentioned. Definitely, it is the captain. Or you can use the word commander. Okay, blundered here means the captain had made a mistake. Okay, now we are combining line 5, 6, and 7. Theirs are not to reply means they cannot answer back. Theirs are not to reason why. So they cannot think, why are we doing this? Why are we going into the valley? Theirs, but to do. They have to do. And then they, okay, have to die for this order. Okay, for going down into the valley. Okay, remember I already given you line by line. Theirs not to reply means they did not talk back. Okay, they did not talk back to their commander. Theirs is not to reason why. It means they cannot figure out the point of the attack. They are not supposed to think, why are we going? Tell me the reasons, Captain. Why? They won't ask the captain. Okay? So, last line, theirs but to do and die. So it means that all they could do was to write and fight, and possibly they would die in the war. Okay, or in the battle. Okay, next line 8 and 9. Into the valley of death rode the 600. So repetition of stanza 1. Why? Why, teacher? Why? This poet kept repeating the word, in the valley of death rode the 600. In the valley of death rode the 600. So it means that this poet wants to emphasize courage, bravery, loyalty, commitment, and duty. Okay, so you need to memorize this. I'm going to use a pen. Okay, can I find a red pen? Okay, can. Okay, next. So remember the word courage. So it means that the soldiers were brave. Okay, so, and the second one, going to use a different pen. Okay, loyal. Okay, you don't want loyal, you can say committed. Okay, duty means also the same thing. They are committed or loyal. So here, there are two main keywords. Okay, if they ask you, the answer will be the soldiers were brave and the soldiers were loyal. But teacher, if I want to use bravery and loyalty, so you can write the soldiers showed bravery or the soldiers showed loyalty. Okay, teachers, difficult, just use had. You can write the soldiers had bravery. The soldiers had loyalty. Okay, but if you say were, you need to use the word brave and loyal. So this is were. Were it means menerangkan adjective. So soldiers were brave. Soldiers were loyal. But if you want to use showed or shows, okay, menunjukkan. So menunjukkan adalah kata nama. So you must write bravery or loyalty. Okay, be careful with the word were or should. Okay, next. Stanza 3. Stanza 3, we have line 1, 2, 3, 4 together. Okay, cannons to the right, cannon to the left of them, cannon to the right of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered. Okay, so as they were going into the valley, when they look to the right, they can see cannon. When they look to the left, they saw cannon. When they look in front, they saw also cannon. Teacher, why not cannon back behind? No, you cannot see at the back because they are coming from the back. Okay, so if you're coming down from one direction, You can look to the left, to the right, or in front. So when they look right, left, and front, they saw all cannons were there. So it means that they were surrounded by enemy cannon. Okay, these are the keywords or the key phrases. Soldiers were surrounded by enemy cannon. Where? On the left, right, and front. So this means me bad news for the light brigade. Okay. So how were the cannons fired? Volleyed and thundered. So if you look around, you can see cannonballs, okay, flying over your head, flying from the left to the right, and then they exploded, thundered, boom. Okay, they exploded. Okay, so next, the huge walls of cannons. Okay, because if you are surrounded, it's as though you are surrounded by walls. So the cannons were all around them. Okay, volley and thunder means the cannons were firing and making a loud sound like thunder. Okay, it means that what is cannon in meriam. Okay, bola or meriam itu ditembak. So bila ditembak, okay, it makes a loud sound. Okay, suara dia kuat seperti guru. Okay, next. Line 5. Storm at with shot and shell. Storm, teacher, storm. Storm is reboot, yes. Storm is like you see bees when you accidentally hit a beehive. So the bees will be coming up, bzzz, right? So they are in large group. So that is called storm. Storm is it's like reboot. So what is reboot here, teacher? Shot and shell. It means that they were fired at with bullets and also cannonballs. Okay, so this is the meaning. They were shot at with bullets and big explosive fired from the cannon. Okay, so that's the meaning storm. Okay, when you see a reboot storm, you can see that it is something strong, right, and fierce. So it means continuous shots of bullets, of cannonballs. Okay, so this is the meaning. Okay, next. Line 6. Boldly they wrote and well. Okay, teacher. Bold, yes, not bold. So they are riding the horse. How were they feeling? They were brave. Okay, so the sentence means if they ask you what is the meaning of bold or boldly. Boldly means they were not scared of the fire or the attack or the gunfire. Okay, or they were not scared of the cannons. Okay, you can write that. Or you can say they wrote bravely, confidently, and with determination. Okay, so what does it show? It shows that they are heroic soldiers or brave men. Okay, next line 7 and 8. Into the jaws of death, into the mouth of hell. So, jaws of death, they are going to die. Okay, mouth of hell. Hell is something bad. So, it means that they are going to suffer before they die. Okay, so here they were ready or willing to die of honor, or you can write for honor. Okay, hell. What is the meaning? Mouth of hell. Mouth of hell means mouth is the valley. Okay, so in the valley, it is hell. Why hell? Because the soldiers, okay, face suffering and torture. Okay. Can you understand? Okay, but in the end, again, they were brave. They showed bravery. Okay, wrote the 600. Again, repeated. It means that these are or were very brave soldiers. There were 600 of them. Okay, you can say that they are men of honor. Okay, next. Yeah, we are finished. 3 stanzas. Now, we're going to look at the moral value. So remember, for moral value, you must use the phrase we must, or we should. Okay? So, teacher, how many to memorize? Again, if you're lazy, memorize 1. If you're more hardworking, memorize 2. So you can say the first one, the moral value. Another word for moral value will be lessons. Okay. We must struggle for peace, not war. That's the moral value. We must be loyal to our superiors. Oh, teacher, I like number 2. Okay, then you can memorize number 2. We must show great discipline as it is important in life. Okay, teacher, I like number 3. Then you can memorize number 3. So it's up to you, okay? Teacher, I want to write, we should show can. Okay, so the last one, we should always be brave in facing challenges in life. Oh, teacher, this is my favorite. Then you have so many favorites. 2, 3, 4. Okay, don't torture yourself. Memorize 1 or 2. Okay, next, we have the themes, the difficult ones. Okay, themes are also lessons. Is it correct? No, messages. So remember the words used, okay, or the terminology. Okay, how many, teacher? Just now we had, how many we had just now? 5, right? So here we have only 4. Okay, if again, marks given there or awarded is 1, so just use the phrase here. Okay, so you can write. If the question asks you, what is the message that the writer or the poet wants to convey? So the answer will be heroism and courage. Done. Okay, 1 mark. Okay, I repeat. If they ask you, what is the theme or what is the message the poet or the writer, okay, wishes to convey in this poem? So just write, if it's 1 mark, heroism and courage. Oh, teacher, I don't want that. I want to write number 2. You can. So write, the message is the tragedy of war. Okay? So I do not encourage you to memorize the whole passage here. Okay, because it is a lot. But it is good for you to read. So when you read, you can understand themes better. Okay? So we are not going to read this. Number 2, you can memorize the tragedy of war or the tragedy of warfare. Okay, next. Another theme, loyalty and patriotism. Okay, teacher, if I want to write longer, there's no need for you to write longer. Unless if you see the marks there written 2 marks. Okay, so you can memorize maybe you want to write. Let's look at the first sentence. As we know that this poem is less about mourning and more about appreciating the loyalty of the British soldiers. Okay, you can just write 1 sentence. Okay, no, it is not about that we are sad or we are mourning, bersedih. Okay, it is more the poet is trying to tell you, let's appreciate these soldiers. Okay, because they were brave. Okay, that is what the poet is trying to tell you. Penyajak berita awak bukan suruh awak bersedih, but menghargai keberanian mereka or kesetiaan mereka. You can write loyalty, you can write bravery, because this is under patriotism. Okay, the last one, which is quite similar, is duty. Okay, duty is, you can write the poet from the poem, even though the soldiers knew that someone had blundered, still they have a strong sense of duty. Okay, means duty means itu adalah tugas saya, tugasan kita. Okay, so if you ask me, I can choose number 1, I can choose number 2, or I can choose number 3. Number 4, okay, it's still okay, but no, there's no need for you to memorize too many. Okay, next. Done. Any question about the charge of the Light Brigade? It is a bit intense, right? Because you have, no, you can imagine the war, the shooting, and the death. Okay. So, do I have any questions? Can you understand? The main thing is to understand the meaning of all the lines. Then you can answer. Any questions? Okay, let's continue because it is already 1 hour, right? Okay, so now we are doing, I think we're going to take up maybe 1 hour, about 45 minutes. Okay, I try to go through faster. So, A Poison Tree by William Blake. Okay, this poem or poem is a bit confusing. Okay, because you have the anger, you have the poison tree. Okay, so okay, I'm not going to play the audio. Meaning, let's go to vocabulary. Okay, so the first one is wrath. I told my wrath and my wrath did end. So this means similar word would be anger, but it is extreme. It is great anger. It's more for fury. Kemarahan yang sangat-sangat tinggi. Okay, so when you feel this, you have a desire for vengeance. Vengeance means balas dendam. Okay. Foe is easy, just memorize. Foe is enemy. Watered. Watered is very easy, right? For example, you say, every evening I watered or I water plants in the garden. So watered is to or past tense, pour water on plants. Okay, next. Sun. When you have plants, you definitely need to water or you have to, and also you have to sun. Okay, so you give water and you give sunlight. So sun here means provided sunshine or sunlight. Okay, next. Deceitful. Deceitful means dishonest behavior. Okay, this is cheating or lying. Okay, why you are deceitful? Because you want to make people believe things which are not true, or people will believe in you. Okay, so it means that deceitful means the person is full of lies. Okay, seorang yang banyak menipu. Okay, next. Vials. Vials here means tricks. Cara menipu. Clever tricks a person uses to get what he wants. You trick somebody. Okay, why? Because you want somebody to believe in you or to do something for you. Okay, bore. Bore means to produce or produced fruit. Okay. Bore also can be to give birth to. Okay. Beheld. Beheld is very easy. You're just looking, or you saw something, or you noticed something, or you perceive something. Okay, beheld means nampak. Okay, or memandang. Okay, veiled. So you can see this all past tense because in the end the enemy died, right? So the poet used past tense. Okay, veiled. Veil means cover with something to hide something partially or completely. Veil means menutup. So how to tutup something, to close something? It is partially. Partially means you can see a bit. Completely means you can't see the thing. Okay, so that is called veil. Veil is like, for example, you put something over your eyes, maybe a piece of cloth. So you can't see in front of you, right? Okay, so if it's a thin cloth, so it's partly veiled. If it's a thick cloth over your eyes, you can't see, right? Okay, that is called veiled. Okay, next, stanza 1. I was angry with my friend. So the persona was angry with who? With his friend. Okay, why? They can ask you why he was angry. So most probably they had a misunderstanding. You can say most probably they argued. Okay, I told my wrath and my wrath did end. It means that I told my friend that I was angry with him. Okay, and then my wrath did end. So my anger was gone. Okay, so the persona told his friend about his anger. Okay, I told you just now, wrath you can change to anger. Okay, so he got over his anger. His anger was gone. He was no longer angry with his friend. Okay, now this is a friend. And there is another situation, line 3. I was angry with my foe. Okay, I'm angry with my enemy. Okay, so he was also angry with his enemy. I told it not. No, I didn't tell him. First one, I told my friend. But the second anger, no, I didn't tell because he was my enemy. My wrath did grow. So his anger grew and grew and grew. So it means that he didn't tell him about it. He bottled up. Bottled up means menyimpan. Okay? Dia simpan kemarahan dia. He bottled up his anger and it grew. You cannot remember intensified. You can use the anger grew. Okay? So he bottled up. He kept the anger and then he became angrier. So it grew just like a tree growing. Okay? That's why you have the word poison tree. Poison means is full of anger. Okay? Next. Stanza 2. And I water it in fear. I want to make my anger worse. So I water it. So the persona nourish his anger. Nourish means beri baja. So how to beri baja? Suburkan, give water. So what does it mean? So that's why I say it's a bit difficult to understand. So it means that the persona, okay, feed his anger. Okay, as he was suspicious of the foe. Fear. Fear here, okay, I'm going to use a pen, not a highlighter. Okay. Okay, fear here, he is fearful or suspicious of the enemy. Okay, dia mensyaki musuh dia. So, bila dia mensyaki, dia water it in fear. Water means dia tambahkan kemarahan dia. Okay, why? Because he was suspicious of his foe. Okay, so if they ask you fear, you can answer suspicious of his foe. The persona was suspicious of his foe and he nourished his anger or he made his anger grow. Okay? Okay, next. Night and morning. Okay, night and morning with my tears. Night and morning is every day. So every day he was angry with the enemy. So in his resentment, another word for anger. So you have anger, you have resentment, you have wrath. Okay. So daily in his resentment of his enemy, he cried. In my tears, teacher. Tears, yes. Air mata. So he cried. Why did he cry? Because he was frustrated. I hate this person, this enemy of mine. Okay. So the anger grew and grew and grew. And then there was a moment where he cried because he was frustrated. Okay. Then I sun it with smile. Now I smile. Who did I smile to? He smiled to his enemy. So the persona tricked his enemy by smiling at him or her. Okay, the enemy can be a girl or a boy, right? Okay. And with soft, deceitful wiles. It means outwardly, outward means secara luaran, he smiled and he was friendly to trick his enemy. Okay, I smile, soft, deceitful wiles. Wiles is penipuan. Okay, so deceitful means a trick. So saya tipu dia dengan senyuman and friendly because soft. Okay, soft here means I was friendly. I smiled at this person. Why? Because I want my enemy to trust me. So the persona wanted his enemy or foe to trust him. So I smiled at him. Okay, I was friendly with him. Okay. So this is a bit not with a lot of terms, and then you need to understand the figurative meanings. Okay, next. Stanza 3. And it grew. The question will ask you, what is it? Okay, so the question, remember, can ask you a word. It can ask you the whole line here, Or it can ask you, for example, part of this, like beheld it shine. So I repeat the question, can ask you it. What is it? Or the question can ask you, what is the meaning of this line? And it grew both day and night. Or it can the question can ask you, what is the meaning of the phrase it grew? It grew means the anger became worse. Okay, so here it grew both day and night. The persona's poisonous tree. What is the poisonous tree? The anger. Okay, grew because it was full of anger, hatred, and suspicion. Okay, pada pokok itu, okay, the tree had become poisonous, beracun. So what is the racun? What is the poison? Anger, hatred, and suspicion. Okay, then number 2, till it bore an apple bright. Later, it bore a shiny, poisonous apple. Okay, pokok itu berbuah. And my foe beheld it shine. And my enemy saw. Dia nampak, wow, apple. The apple is so bright. So he was shine. See, shine? The apple was shiny, it was bright. So the foe was attracted by the apple. What does it mean here? Okay, figurative meaning. Figurative meaning means the enemy believe in the persona. Okay, but the persona is not a truthful person. The persona was trying to trick the enemy. So, persona ni cuba menipu musuh dia. And, okay, dan musuh dia percaya. Okay, so the foe saw and was tricked because he was attracted by the bright and shiny apple. Okay, line 4. And he knew that it was mine. So the persona, the enemy knew that it belonged to the persona. So he knew, wow, this apple belonged to the persona. Okay, so this is a bit tricky. Okay, line 4. And in the garden, in my garden stole. Stole means curi. Who came in? The foe came into the persona's garden and stole his poisonous apple. So if you want to translate it, it means that the foe, I managed to trick my enemy. Or the foe now believe in me. Okay? So the foe fell into the persona's trap. Okay, musuh saya sudah terperangkap. Okay, into my garden store. So he went into my garden. When the night had veiled the pole, it means that, it means that veil. Veil means you can't see. So it means that they will ask you, definitely this is a favorite question. It means that the night, because this is night, the night was dark and there was no stars because the pole here can be talking about the North Pole. Okay, so you don't see stars there. Okay, next. And then there are certain lines. Okay, when you go, for example, Greenland there is a line. When you go to that line, where was I? In Norway, yes. So you can see the midnight sun. It means that you can get light. So it's daylight for 24 hours. So I saw the midnight sun. It went down, sunset, maybe for 5 seconds. Then the sun went up again. Okay, it went down, the sun went down, and after 5 seconds or 3 seconds, the sun reappeared. So that's called midnight sun. Okay, so sometimes you can have 24 hours dark or nighttime. So that's meaning of pole. In certain places, okay, it's always dark. Okay, in the morning, glad I see. Wow, glad, I'm happy. So the persona was happy. In the morning, the persona was happy to see his enemy. So where was the enemy? My foe, outstretched beneath the tree. Okay, outstretched means he was lying. But outstretched also means that he was dead. So dia terbaring. Outstretched means terbaring, mati. Where was he? Under the tree. Okay, it can be the real thing. The enemy has died. Okay, it can be in a lighter way. He was tricked and then he was injured because of my trick. Okay, it can be death or he was injured by my trick. Okay, moral values. So we have 4. Okay, you can write like this. When there is a misunderstanding, don't forget we should. So when there is a misunderstanding or when there is an argument, we should talk about it to resolve our differences. Resolve means menyelesaikan perbezaan ataupun masalah. Okay, you can memorize 1. Okay, number 2, we should not harbor ill feelings. Harbor means menyimpan perasaan. Ill feelings means perasaan yang negatif. Okay, we should not harbor ill feelings against anyone. Okay, number 3, when there is misunderstanding, we must forgive and forget. Oh, teacher, I think number 3 easy. Okay, then so you memorize number 3. Okay, number 4, we should not bottle up. Again, bottle up, just like I explained. So this one is to keep something in a bottle. So it's like simpan. Okay, so you keep your ill feelings, because if you keep your old feelings, it will be bad for you, right? So which is bad for us. And then the people or those around us. Oh, teacher, I like 3. So memorize 3. Okay, you can memorize 1 or 2 moral values. Again, moral values are lessons. Okay, themes are messages. So what to memorize? How many themes do we have? We have 2, yes. Good, only 2 themes. So you can memorize number 1. The theme is managing anger. Or the theme is importance of communication. Teacher, do I have to write this only? Yes, if 1 mark. If 2 marks, you can write this. Harboring ill feeling against someone like anger, the basic human emotion, sets the event of this poet emotion. Poem emotion. So it means that this poem is about having anger or keeping my anger for somebody. Okay. So, or you can write importance of communication. So you can write the poet or the speaker communicates a direct moral value or moral lesson to the reader about the disastrous consequences of his own failure to communicate with another person. It means that if I cannot communicate, in the end that it will be a disaster. Kalau saya tak berjaya berkomunikasi dengan orang lain, so akhirnya akibat dia buruk. Okay, disaster is something bad. Okay, finish. Last poem. What has happened to Lulu? So that's why a poison tree is not that easy, right? Okay, any question? Ostrich is terlentang, yes. Good. Thank you, Ahmad. Okay. Yes. Wrath is anger. Kemarahan, kemurkaan. Yes. Kemurkaan is like BM, right? Bahasa klasik. BM, right? Okay, it's murka, yes. Murka or marah is the same, right? Because English, it means the same, it's anger. Okay. Any problem? Any more questions? Okay, let's continue. Because it's already 6:20. Okay. What has happened to Lulu? I hope you can be around until maybe 6:40. What has happened to Lulu by Charles Gosley. Okay, this is a poem. We are not going to listen to the audio. Okay, now this is the poem, and let's look at the vocabulary. White. White means fully open. What was open? The window, right? Window wide open. So fully open. Flapping. Flapping means it is moving side to side or up and down. Okay, when something flapped, it also makes a noise. Okay, for example, you take a cloth. So you move the cloth. Okay, so the cloth will be moving up, down, left, right, right. And then it will make a sound. Okay, next. Or maybe maybe a fan, the plastic fan. So when it is a hot day, you bring a fan for your sports day, right? So you'll be waving the fan to the left, to the right. So it will move. And then sometimes it makes a sound, right? Okay, crumple. Crumple means to crush something into folds. Okay, remuk. So you take a piece of paper, awak remukkan, so it will crush into folds. Dia akan jadi berlipat-lipat. Okay, note. Note is a short informal letter or a message. Okay, next, roar. Roar means to make loud, deep sound. So this is the sound of the engine. Roar. Okay, gust. Gust is a sudden, strong increase in the amount and speed. So you can have gust of wind. It means tiba-tiba angin tu menjadi kuat. Tiba-tiba, sudden, strong increase. Okay, wonder. Look at the spelling. Let me take the pen. Okay, spelling is not O, okay? It is A. Wonder. Wonder can be berfikir. But wonder, W-A-N, it means to walk slowly around. Okay, how to say in BM? Walk slowly around without any sense of purpose or direction. Means bergerak, berjalan ke hulu, ke hilir, but you do not know what to do. Okay? Tapi tanpa tujuan. So you're moving, you're walking to the left, to the right, front. Okay? Bergerak ke hilir, ke hulu, ke kiri, ke kanan. But you do not know why. Kenapa awak buat macam itu. Okay? So that's called W-A-N, wonder. Okay, let's look at the poem. Stanza 1. What has happened to Lulu mother? So somebody is asking the mother. So the persona could be a young boy or girl. So this persona is asking his or her mother, where is his or her sister? And the sister's name is Lulu. Okay? So it's a young boy or girl. So the boy or girl is asking, where is my sister, mother? Okay? What has happened to Lu? So the persona repeated the question. But first, he or she mentioned Lulu. But second, Lu. Okay? So when you call somebody with a nickname, so for example, at home, maybe you are the smallest in the family, the youngest sibling. So maybe your father and mother call you sayang or adik. Okay? So that is a nickname for a family member. So here the persona calls the sister Lu. Okay? The persona repeats the question. Why? It will ask you, why is the question repeated? Line 1, line 2. So the answer could be curious. Okay? So persona could be curious about his or her missing sister. So dia merasa hairan. Where is my sister? Dia merasa hairan sebab kakak dia hilang. Okay? She's not there. Okay, line 3. There's nothing in her bed. So the bed is empty. But an old rag doll. So there is a doll. Maybe, no, rag doll normally is made of cloth. Anak patung yang dibuat daripada kain. Okay? So, the bed is empty. But there is a doll. So, it means that Lulu forgot to bring her doll. Okay? And by its side, beside the doll, a shoe. You cannot wear a shoe, right? You have to wear shoes, a pair of shoes. So, beside the doll, there is one shoe only. So, what does this one shoe indicate or means? It means that this is a sign that Lulu left in a hurry. Okay? Dia packing semua. He was packing her things and then she forgot the doll and then she left one shoe but she took the other shoe. Okay? So, dia ambil sebelah saja kasut. Sebelah lagi tertinggal. So, this is a sign that petunjuk that Lulu left in hurry. Okay? So you can ask questions if you're not sure of the meaning. Okay, next. Stanza 2. So we have 4 lines. Why is her window white, mother? So the persona is asking, why is the window open? So if the question asks you what is white, meaning the window is open. Okay, the curtain flapping free. So the curtain is blown softly by the wind. Okay, ditiup. What is curtain? Kain langsir. Okay, kain langsir ditiup oleh angin. Okay, why? Because the wind comes from the open window. Okay, next. And only a circle on the dusty shelf. So when your shelf is dirty, your rak buku and so on. When your shelf is dusty, so you have a lot of dust. But if you take away something, there will be a circle. So ada satu kesan bulatan. Okay? Kesan yang ditinggalkan. Why ada kesan in the circle? Because it's dusty. Okay, so there was a dust mark on the shelf. Ada tanda abuk. So what is the mark? The mark is a money box. So it is from line 4. Okay, so ada satu bulatan dan rak itu berdebu. So where her money box used to be. So it means that Lulu took her money box. So it means that where her money box was, it is missing, or the money box is gone now. Okay, so there is only a mark there. So ada satu tanda berdebu di mana before that there was a money box. Okay, pada masa sebelum itu ada kotak duit. So she took her money with her. Okay, so next stanza 3. Why do you turn your head, mother? Turn your head means the mother is turning her head away. It means that the persona's mother is not looking at her. Okay, she's looking somewhere else. So the persona, a young girl or boy, is asking, why are you not looking at me? Why are you looking somewhere else? Okay, that's the meaning. And why do the teardrops fall? And then the persona could see that the mother was crying. Okay. And why do you crumple that note on the fire? Okay, you crumple the note and you throw it on the fire. Okay, so the persona asks her again, her will be the mother, why she crumples and throw the note into the fire. So it could be, okay, you have to memorize this answer. The question can ask you, why the mother crumpled the note on the fire? So the answer could be, the mother did not want others to read the note. Or she was angry. Dia marah. So dia buang note itu, or nota, is it nota? Kertas or surat, a simple note. So she threw it in the fire. Or in denial. In denial means she can't believe that Lulu ran away. So she cannot believe that. So when I cannot believe something, so I threw the paper, I burn it. Okay, or I burn it because I do not want others to read. So you can choose 3 of these answers. First, she didn't want anybody else to know that Lulu ran away. Or she was angry with Lulu for running away. Or she can't believe that Lulu ran away. Okay? And the persona is asking, why you say it is nothing at all? I keep asking you so many questions. I ask you this question, I ask you that question, but the mother only said, no, there's nothing. Okay, it means that the mother tells the persona that nothing is wrong. Okay, so you have to remember this. The mother is telling the young girl or boy, don't worry, there is nothing wrong. Okay, then we're going to move on. Stanza 4. I woke to voices late last night. The persona said, hey, last night, mom, I woke up. I heard voices. Okay, so the persona heard voices. Maybe, okay, the voices, okay, were from Lulu. So she was talking to the mother. Okay, it could be Lulu talking to the mother. Okay, next. I heard an engine roar. Ooh, loud sound, roar. Okay, the sound of an engine. The roar of an engine implies means menunjukkan bahawa Lulu was driven away in a car. Okay, kemungkinan besar dia lari. And then dia lari dalam satu kereta. Okay. So she was driven away in a car. Okay, next. Why do you tell me the things I heard? Okay, it is combination 3 and 4. Why do you tell me the things I heard were a dream and nothing at all? Okay, why, mother? You're telling me I was dreaming. Okay, so the persona wants to know why his or her mother is saying that the voices and the roar of the engine he heard or she heard, okay, are just a dream. The mother says, nothing lah, you were dreaming. Okay, so last stanza is a long poem. I heard somebody cry, mother. So the persona heard someone cry. So who is crying? The person can ask. The question can ask you. It could be Lulu. It could be Lulu's or the persona's mother. Okay. So how's the crying? In anger or in pain. So I'm not sure, mom. Maybe I heard this person cry. The person may be angry. The person could be in pain. Okay. So it means that who is in pain or angry? So if in pain and angry or anger, we can assume that Lulu and her mother could have argued. Okay, before she ran away, she came out from the room and she was talking to the mother, and two of them argued. Okay, and because of that, she ran away. Okay, so we do not know that, right? Okay, but now I ask you why mother. Okay, combination 3 and 4. But now I ask you why mother. You say it was a gust of rain. Why, when I tell you someone cried, the person was in pain or the person was angry? But how can you tell me that this cry is the sound of rain? Okay, so the mother tells the persona that it must have been the rain, not someone crying. Okay. Last stanza 6. Okay, long poem. Why do you wander about as though? Okay, so it is a bit light here. Sorry, because I didn't. It's in grey color. Okay, why do you wander about as though? As though means olah olah. You don't know what to do. So line 1 and 2 must be read together. Why do you wander about as though you don't know what to do? Mengapa awak bergerak ke hulu ke hilir seolah-olah awak tak tahu apa nak buat? Okay, so it means the persona asks why his or her mother is pacing. So how to write in English or in normal English? Okay, for wonder. So you can say the mother is pacing around the room. Okay, dia bergerak ke hulu ke hilir di dalam bilik itu. Pacing around. Says, so if the question asks you, you have to write pacing around the room. Why? Because they will ask you wander about. Okay. Next. You don't know what to do. So it means that the persona wants his or her mother to explain why don't know what to do. So the answer will be confused. Remember the word confused. Okay? Because the mother is confused. Okay, next. What has happened to Lulu? So repeated. Persona is asking, where is my sister? Where is Lulu? So the persona asks what has happened to his or her older sister Lulu. Repetition. What has happened to Lulu? So she repeats the question. Okay. The question will ask you, why is this repeated? So you must answer. The persona could be very young. That's why the persona keeps repeating. What has happened to Lulu? What has happened to Lu mother? Okay, repeated. Okay, she could be very young and she or he does not understand the event that had happened. Okay, so it means that persona ni terlalu muda. So dia tak faham apa yang berlaku. Okay, finally we have finished. Oh, no, we still have the moral values and the themes. Okay, moral values. There are 3. Remember, for moral value, you must write we should or we must. So the first value, we should not run away from home as it doesn't solve our problems. Okay? Okay. Now somebody has a question. Jerry, teacher, I have a question. When answering the poem's question, what tenses should we use? Is it based on the question asked? Yes, correct. It is based on the question. If the question asks you in present tense, you can answer in present tense. But you can also answer in past tense because the events already happened. For example, living photograph, the grandmother had died. The soldiers in the charge of the Light Brigade, they also charged into the valley and they died. So you can use past tense. Okay? So Z1 has persona is too curious. Yes. You cannot say too curious. The reason why she or he repeats the question is because the person is young. Okay, like you have a young sister or brother. Sometimes they will disturb you. They ask, Abang, Abang, what is this? Abang, Abang, what is it like that? Abang, Abang, what is this for? So they keep asking you questions because they are young. Okay, Ikwan, does I answer your question? It is not too curious. Okay, the answer is because the person was too young to understand. Okay. Okay, let's look at the moral values. Any more questions? Okay, no. Okay, first one, I will repeat, okay? You can choose. We should not run away from home as it doesn't solve our problem. So remember, moral value is also lesson. So the question asks you, what lesson you learn? So you can write, I learned that we should not run away from home as it doesn't solve our problems. Or let's look at number 2. We must. Okay, teacher, can I change? We should, can. So we must have a close relationship with our family members to discuss our problems easily. Teacher, too long for number 2. So don't memorize 2. Memorize 1. Okay? Or you can memorize 3. This is the shortest. Number 3 is, or you can say I should. Teacher, can I use we or should I use I? Both can. You can say I must love or I should love my family members. They are not going to punish you if you use we or, okay, I use a pen, or you use I. Okay, you can say I should, or I should, or I must love my family members. Okay, they are not going to punish you because you're still using I or we. Okay, next. Themes. Themes, they are, let's check. Okay, 3 only. Themes, grief and love. Theme number 2, the end of childhood and the loss of innocence. Theme number 3, parent and child relationship. Okay, which one do you feel is easy? Let's take number 1. If 1 mark, just write the theme. Another word for theme will be message or messages. Okay, if they ask you, what is the message that the poet is trying to convey in this poem? So you can write, okay, the poet is trying to convey the theme of grief and love. Okay, so if the marks written there 2, you can explain. The mother is grieving over her lost child. Okay, you just write that. Simple sentence, 1 only. Yes, you can write 1 only because you have already explained. Okay, if you like 2, you can choose 2. If you like 3, you can write 3. So for example, 3, because number 2 is a bit difficult, right? The end of childhood and the loss of innocence. Okay, it's a bit complicated. So let's look at number 3. Parent-child relationship. The mother and Lulu relationship could have been a tense and strained one. It means that the mother and Lulu, they are not, how to say? They are not on friendly terms. It means that how to say in BM? Relationship, kaitan keluargaan mereka tidak rapat. Okay, so I think that can explain that in BM. So perhubungan mereka ibu dan anak tidak rapat. Okay, or a tense. Tense means tension is there. Strain means they are not close with each other. It could be that Lulu is a rebellious teenager. Okay, mungkin dia seorang yang memberontak, remaja yang memberontak. Why? Because she can dislike her mother restriction on her freedom. Mungkin keputusan mak dia ataupun mak dia memberi dia syarat-syarat tertentu. So, she said that, oh, I have no freedom. Saya tak ada kebebasan. Okay, example. But you need not explain this. Okay, but it is good for you to read so that you can explore what is grief and love. What is the end of childhood and loss of innocence? Or what is the theme of parent and child relationship? Okay, done. Finally. So can we do some of the questions? Okay, question. Lesson, pengajaran, yes. What is grief? Grief is kesedihan. Number 3, teacher, more easy. Yes, you can write number 3. What is the meaning of grief? Grief means awak bersedih. Okay, let's look at the question. I have a lot, but I already shorten it. Okay. If you ask me, so now sample question. Teacher, where can I get the longer ones? You can refer to another video that I made, okay? So sample questions. What has happened to Lulu? Okay, let's look at the real SPM exam. Since I think we need to finish. So let's look at all the questions from 2019 until 2016. So 2016. Let's do one and the rest you can watch the video, okay? So 2016, what has happened to Lulu? SPM 2016. Question 1. Because you can target, okay? How to target the question? You can say, oh, okay, this one came out, this one came out, this one came out, this one came out. So I can read about the other lines which have not been asked, right? So ini sudah keluar, ini sudah keluar. So concentrate on other lines. Okay, let's look at the first one. The first question for SPM. And why do you crumple that note on the fire? So what do you think the note is about? So the question already came out in 2016. Lulu informed the mother that she had run away. So that is the note. Okay, number 2. Why do you think Lulu's mother crumpled the note? We have 3 reasons just now, right? She did not want others to read the note. Okay, very easy. Okay, next. The poem mentions waking up to voices. Whose voices do you think are heard? Okay, can you see the question here? 1. Suggest 1. 1 person only. So answer will be Lulu. Or you can say the persona's mother. Okay, next. C. In your opinion, why didn't Lulu take the rag doll with her when she left? Because definitely you have a favorite doll, right? Or sometimes some of you have bantal busuk, right? My daughter also has a bantal busuk. Now she's already 20-something years old. She still use the bantal busuk, okay? So why she didn't take the rag doll? The answer will be she was rushing or she was in a rush to run away. So she forgot the doll. Okay, here you have the set for Negeri Sembilan. This is from the trial exam. So in stanza 1, which phrase reflects that Lulu has brought along all her belongings? Answer, there is nothing in her bed. Okay, why was mother crying? Lulu had run away. In stanza 4, what woke the persona up? Voices and engine roar. So these are the trial questions. Okay, but just now, you can concentrate on this. 2016. Okay, and then you concentrate on other lines. Okay, next. From stanza 6, line 3, what has happened to Lulu mother? These lines, okay, this is a favorite question. Remember this style, okay? These lines tell us that the persona is curious because the persona kept asking, what has happened to Lulu? What has happened to Lulu? So referring to the whole poem, name another characteristic. Namakan ciri-ciri lain. Okay, the persona has. Apa ciri persona ini? First, she is curious or he is curious. Give a reason for your answer. So you can say caring. The persona is caring. Why? Because the persona kept asking his or her mother about Lulu. Just now the question was asked, should I write present tense or past tense? So you can write the persona keeps asking. They are not going to punish you, okay? You can write the persona keeps asking. Okay, so I think we skip the Selangor. The answers are here. Maybe you can rewatch this video if you want to see the other questions. Okay, so let's look at the SPM question first. Okay, then we have a poison tree. Okay, this is SPM 2017. Actual, okay, SPM sebenar. Okay, first question. The persona. What question is this? A poison tree. Okay, the persona use tricks. Which line? Okay, be careful. There are three types of question. Which word? Which line? Which phrase? So which line in the poem refers to these tricks? So write the line. Don't write the number, okay? Some students or candidates, they love writing the line. So they count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they like line 5. Don't. Okay, it is better to write the answer. So the line is tricks. So the line will be and with soft, deceitful wiles. Okay, B. Why does the persona use the phrase day and night in stanza 3? To show his anger continuously grew every day. Okay, number C. In stanza 4, why do you think the foal was outstretched beneath the tree? He died after eating the poisonous, he died after eating the poisonous apple. Okay, D. What advice would you give to the persona and why? Advice: he needs to talk to the enemy. Reason: because he can try to solve the problem by talking to the enemy. There could be a misunderstanding between them. Okay, so you can write this answer for the reason. Okay, so tricks came out, day and night came out, outstretched came out. Okay, last question was what is the advice? So 4 questions had been asked in the SPM 2017. So if you want to spot, you can try to understand the other lines. Okay. So I think I have one more set here. This is from Selangor. Okay, you can re-watch this video to read the answers. Okay. And now we look at the charge of the Light Brigade. SPM 2018. Okay, in stanza 1, which phrase refers to the distance that the soldier rode? Answer: half a league. Because phrase, nampak tak dia minta phrase? Okay. Teacher, what will happen if I write the whole line? So the mark will be 0. Okay, teacher, what if I write half only? Half only definitely is wrong, right? Because half doesn't mean that a league. Okay, it must be half a league. So they want a phrase. Okay, second, forward the Light Brigade. Charge for the guns, he said. Who do you think he was? Answer will be the captain of the brigade. Okay, line 2, stanza 2, line 4. Someone had blundered. Tells us that someone made a mistake. What mistake do you think the person made? So what is the mistake? Answer will be to give an order to charge into the valley, which was surrounded by enemies. Okay? Boldly they wrote and well. So boldly they wrote and well. Okay, this is a favorite question. See the trend? This is in SPM 2018. Okay, so this question could be a trend for this year SPM. Okay, what's the trend, teacher? Here. Boldly they wrote and well. So the line tells us that the soldiers showed bravery. So dia dah bagi satu characteristic, brave. So referring to the whole poem, name another characteristic of the soldiers. Okay, what the characteristics of the soldier, and then why is the characteristic important? Beri satu ciri tentera ini dan kenapa dia penting. So we did bravery. Okay, another answer could be loyal, setia. So reason, we have to be loyal to our superiors, as this shows we respect their decisions or orders. Okay, so that could be the answer. So how to spot questions, teacher? Very easy. Half a league came out, the distance. The captain came out. Who was the one who gave the order? And then what was order came out. And then bravery and loyal came out. But bravery and loyal could be repeated because they are favorite questions for moral values. Okay, so you have set D here. I'm not sure. I think this is from practice from the other states. So you can slowly go through. Okay. I've clicked the answer so you can go through the videos again. Okay, so this is a favorite question. Let's concentrate on the last one. Okay, this is important. One of the consequences of war is loss of life. Okay, this could be a question asked because this is a nice question to ask. One of the consequences, akibat. Okay, sorry. Okay, one of the consequences of war is loss of life. Okay, akibat perang adalah kehilangan nyawa. State two others. Apa lagi consequences? Apakah kesan atau akibat perang yang lain? Very easy. Don't torture yourself. The answer should be loss of properties, loss of income. It means that loss of property means harta benda rosak ataupun hilang, and loss of income means people cannot work. Dia tak ada mata pencarian. Okay? So this can be a favorite question. Okay, next. So now we are looking at the living photograph. Last year, 2019. So who knows, it can come out this year. So the word there is mentioned twice in the poem. What do you think there refers to? Answer will be photograph. In the poem, why did the grandmother become smaller in size? She aged, she grew old, she became older. Okay. The persona views death with great fear. Give one line. Okay, see here? The question is asking for a line, not a word, not a phrase. Answer will be, she went to the awful place grandmother go. Okay, don't give the number of the line. Okay, remember that. Imagine the persona is your friend. Okay, what would you do to help your friend in this situation? What is the situation? You must understand it. She lost her grandmother. Okay, why would you do this? So answer will be, what would you do to help? I would console her and spend more time with her. So I can spend time with the persona. I can talk to her. Why? So she will be able to express her feeling of losing her grandmother and will not feel so lonely. Okay, you can write that. Okay, there are further questions. This is from MRSM. Maybe you can go through this because I think we have spent nearly 2 hours. Okay, but it is good for you to go through all the poems so you have more confidence. Okay, you have more confidence for your exam. Okay, Perak. So maybe you can repeat this video to see the questions. So if you want, I have the set of this question. Okay. You can message me in the video later on or on my other videos that I can send you the link. Okay. So this is the last part. Actually, they are longer. I had more questions, but I deleted some of the slides. Okay. So we did all the SPM. It is better to look at the actual SPM questions so that you can spot the correct questions. Okay, playlist of the poems. If you do not understand the poems, this is my playlist. So you can scan the QR code. So there are 4 poems. Okay, Living Photograph, Lulu, Poison Tree, and Charge of the Light Brigade. So if you scan or go to this HTTPS link, you can get all the playlists. So you can understand more because here I have all the setting, the explanation about the poem and so on. Okay. Okay. I'll keep this slide longer so you can scan. So questions. Okay, do I have question? Any question? Okay, I have to scroll up and down. Okay, Lulu write about why she ran away. Yes. You can say Lulu writes about why she ran away. You mean the note? Yeah, Lulu could, okay, most probably left a message. Mom, sorry, I have to go, okay, because I love this boy very much. It could be a relationship with a boyfriend, right? Okay. And then, yes, ragdoll could be the banta busuk for her, right? Okay. Next. Any question? If I wrote and with soft deceitful was along with the line number, no, don't torture yourself. CH Luna. I think I do not know how to look at the letters there. Is it Luna? Okay, there is no need for you to write the line and also the line number. Don't waste your time because paper 2 is quite packed. Okay? You have to write better for your novel. You have to write better for your summary, right? Okay. Next. Thank you, teacher. You're welcome. Okay, let's look at the last part before your cert. Okay, those with the ED date, you have to have ED date email, okay? Don't forget, you can claim your cert by scanning this QR code. So do you have any problem with the first QR code? Do you have problem? So the first QR code is for my videos. Hopefully you can subscribe. Okay, the second link will be for the cert, the ED date cert, okay? Link sijil. Just ignore this mistake here. There is no double HTTPS. So link, you can either type HTTPS, but don't waste your time. Just scan the QR code. Okay. Once it is done, okay, then remember you cannot get the cert unless you are an EDDate member. So you must use EDDate account. Okay, how to apply? You can go to Academy YouTuber. Okay, so and then you can apply. There is a portal there. Okay, and then you can also daftar. Okay, register yourself as a candidate for Icon Academy. Icon EDDate Junior. Okay, those with the EDDate account, you can claim the cert. Okay, any question? Any question? Any questions? So if you can message me in any of the videos that I've made if you want any more questions. Okay? But I think you can find online, right? There are many questions. Okay. Thank you. And then thanks a lot because many of the students, you have subscribed to my YouTube channel. So it is called Educator Omni Tube. And then I am Madam Gan. Okay, I'll stop my presentation. Okay, I'm back with my ruffled hair because I was concentrating on the slides. Okay, any question? Any questions? Now you can see me. Okay, so sorry for taking up about 2 hours. Okay, hopefully you have gained a lot of information and then you know how to answer the poem questions for SPM this year. Okay, remember it is in paper 2. Okay, signing off. Bye-bye. Best of luck. Hopefully you can get an A, right? A for English. Okay, bye-bye. If you get an A, please message me. Bye-bye. Yes, I'm going to pray for all of you. I just met my student yesterday. That was the last class with them. Okay, bye-bye. And then don't forget, I just made a video and this is for paper 2. So maybe you can watch the video, right? Because I don't think I have time to do another live streaming lesson. Okay, bye-bye. That's all.